Hi friends, David here from Learn Christmas Lighting, and it is right before Halloween. I've just gotten my display up. I'm not doing like a lot of Halloween props because I just haven't had time. But I want to talk about in this video, just walk around and show you some of the things I really regret in how I set up my display and how you can learn from those things so that you do better when you set up your display. So a lot of the things on this house, on my house here, I'm just going to switch the camera. If I can. Okay, I'll stop and switch the camera. A lot of the things on my house here are original. You know, this is my first Christmas display that I did, and a lot of this stuff I put on the first year, and it's been there ever since. And so, you know, even if it's not really done the best way possible, I still put it up because, you know, it works, right? It gets the job done. So let's look at a couple things that I did right and a couple things that I really did wrong. First and foremost, I do love Boscoyo strips, the vertical strips. Just taking a screw or an eye-bolt bungee ball, setting them up. This works well. They do turn somewhat, which drives me crazy sometimes. But for something that rolls up, I love how that works. Now let's talk about some things I did wrong. Okay, if we walk over here to the front of our house here, and we look at these vertical columns we've got going on, they twist like nutso because they're only attached to the top and bottom. And two, they're 5-volt pixels, okay? And, you know, we talk about 5-volt versus 12-volt, and this is like 300 pixels, I think. If this were 12-volt and I ran them at like 20%, I could run all 300 without any power injection, or I could split them in half, run them at 50%, get a little more brightness, okay? But instead, I have a power injection box here and at the front end, and a little like custom wiring setup that's all zip tied together that injects power at every set of these things. It drives me crazy, it doesn't work well, and because I injected power with 3 small power supplies, what I should have done and didn't do is I should have connected the negative leads from each power supply in these 3 boxes, and I should have connected them all together. I didn't do that, and when I go to full white and make a quick change, I get some weird flickering across these lights. It's not the right way to do it. It causes data issues. Okay, next thing I did that I don't love. On the windows here, I did chroma trim from Boscoyo on the bottom, and then I did the strips on the side. Now, I was the dingbat who ordered the wrong color strips the year that I did my window, and therefore they're mismatched. If I were doing this today, I would either do the trim all the way around, or I would look at the Matos Designs product that has corners and just looks so much better. Okay, on that topic, I would have done all my props in black. I know it's a white house, and that's why I chose white. Black looks so much better at night. It just does. My permanent stuff, they're not on right now, but I have these little permanent LEDs that Wired Watts used to sell among the top. Again, if I were doing that today, I would go with a system like Permatrack, or even better, the new Matos Designs system looks really nice. And so yeah, those are my mistakes. That's what I did that I don't necessarily love about my display, but I still put up every year anyways. Yes, it still inspires joy to people. Yes, it still brings a great Christmas light show, albeit it can be a little frustrating sometimes, some of these bits and pieces that I really need to get rid of. But, you know, I thought about, and then the question becomes, okay, when you've got something dumb that you did that's kind of a pain to set up or troubleshoot or whatever, what do you do about it? In this case, this year, I was really thinking about redoing stuff, and I've got some new stuff we're adding for Christmas this year that's really great. And I was thinking about redoing some of these things that I don't like, but at the end of the day, I just decided not to, because we're looking at moving to a different area of town maybe, you know, next year, and I was like, I don't want to redo stuff just for 1 year, right? When we might move to a new place next year, and I'll get to redo the whole show. And if that does happen, and I'm excited about this, if that happens, I'm going to redo my whole show pretty much from scratch, and I want to walk the YouTube channel through the whole thing. So I'm hoping we can make that happen next year and be able to do that. We'll see if the Nashville real estate market cooperates. Until then, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to this, be sure to head over to learnchristmaslighting.com, grab my free guide to begin with your first Christmas lighting show, and we will see you guys there. Thanks so much. See ya.